Good morning, everyone. I hope I'm not too loud this morning. My, I don't know. I was in a rush. I'm going to hit record, get back to my screen. How are you? Feeling okay this morning. I've got I think I busted a blood vessel in my eye. So if it's red, I'm sorry about that. It started last night. I've been working late at night trying to get some stuff together for my, how do I say it? I have these buyers that are kind of new and they're looking at stuff, but they're not ready to, you know, you know, write an offer or anything. They're just kind of getting used to it, and they're asking a lot of questions, and they're good questions. And I had a question this morning. Hey, what do you think about this house? And as much as I wanted to say, look, I've got a live stream I got to prepare for. I can't do it right now. I'm not going to do that. Um, it's just not the way I am. I don't understand. I don't understand why today I sound so good. I don't get it. Like there's some days where it's hard to even say a word, and then today I'm my voice is clear and good. As far as my beard, I'm sorry. I got to get it taken care of, but I've just been rolling. I've been working on the Deerwood Realty website mainly because I want to make it so that at least on the homepage you can just literally go and click like, hey, I want to look for homes in Melville. Hey, I want to go look for homes in Ladue, and just click the button and go there, and no, not 17 other clicks. Will my user design end up beating Zillow's? No. No, they spend millions of dollars each month on their production of their website, and I probably have $50 in it on a good day. I don't run any ads. I just have a site where people can go and see. I put up the videos for the day, the live streams. I put up the podcasts. I even have my own Deerwood Realty and Friends podcast site that I'm getting put up, but it's just going to be, how do I say it? It's just going to be the podcast because the rest of the time I'm working on my site. So, it's 2022. Where's the majority of the online traffic for real estate leads? It's not on my website. It's just not. I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of the fact that my website isn't generating the leads that it probably should, that I've put time and money into. I don't think I'm going to fix that, though. I think the budget has flown for small brokerages to try and take a chance. I was just thinking about national brokerages. Other than Redfin and other than At Properties, okay, who has a dominant position in listing search? Your whole Reology's toast. They got nothing on any of their brands. Keller Williams, I've never even seen the Keller Williams site. Couldn't tell you what the listings were, if there were listings on there. I think Remax does theirs as something else, if I remember right. I'm not sure about that. It's not a criticism. It's just that's what I think they do. So, those are national franchise brokerages, and I'm competing in that pool. Not going well. Not going well. And so, what do I need to do to compete with these brokerages? Well, I had always thought that the deals that I do with people and the way I treat people will bring more people back. I'm starting to think that's not the case. I've lost out on a few deals lately where I've worked with someone in the past, done a great job, and they went with someone else. And it wasn't necessarily due to pricing. They just didn't go. Now, one of the things in real estate that you want to do is when you fail to get a listing or when you fail to get a buyer to work with you, you need to go ask them why that is. And you know what? It's not true. It's not true. I used to think that was true, but in theory, when someone signed a listing contract with someone else, you're no longer able to communicate with them that ask them why they chose someone else. And does it really matter at that point? They didn't choose you. That's about what you need to know. It's frustrating. It's part of the wonders that are the real estate world and the real estate business, and that's what we have to do. So I don't know if you remember, we had an episode about Pokimane. Again, I don't know if that's her name. I think it is. We did that on Saturday of this week, this past Saturday. And I don't know if she's back, but I saw she was on YouTube. YouTube's algorithm put Pokemon content right in my recommended on my Deerwood Realty page this week. And one of her things was how to be a good live streamer. And the thing that she said was that I need to be more natural with the audience. That is, I need to, when someone puts in a comment, I need to respond to the comment or in the chat, and I need to really like ask open-ended questions like how are you today, and what are you going to do today, and are you buying a house this year? And I'm all for that. I'm all for that. But when all I've gotten for this is the 45th consecutive live stream, I've gotten 2 comments that I remember. One was from a friend of mine, and one was from a real estate agent and brokerage out of Arizona that's, I would say, is a friend of mine because he listens to my stuff and watches my videos, which I appreciate because, you know, who else is? But he put in a comment a while back, and I didn't see it until late, so I couldn't respond to it, or I couldn't get to it fast enough. And then my friend put in the chat yesterday, or the day before, I'm sorry, and I wasn't able to remember what I was talking about 30 seconds before. And then when it finally hit me, it was kind of funny. So I need to do better. I'm not a good person on chat yet, but I don't get the experience. I mean, like, I always look at, I've told you I've kind of gotten away from sports, but I do look at sports for examples, and it's probably wrong. It's probably wrong. I probably shouldn't, because this is how far I've gotten on those sports analogies, and it's not great. But one that constantly comes to mind is you have let's assume that you're standing in the batter's box, okay? And a ball's throwing, and it's a ball, okay? It's not in the strike zone. It's not where you need to hit it. So you let it go. Well, what you want in everything is you want that one pitch that you can really turn. That's what you want. That's what I want in everything. But you have to be standing in the batter's box before you can see that pitch to hit. And like with everything, if you don't try it, if you're worried about failing, I mean, look at the level of failure that I'm enduring just by being on this platform. I mean, I'm on my 45th consecutive live stream. I have 54 subscribers. Okay? I mean, that is failure. I think I've got 213 videos as of yesterday. I mean, I'm not doing well by any stretch, but I'm going to keep doing it because I gotta, you gotta be standing in the batter's box to hit the pitch. That's all there is to it. Now, there's a point where it's just you're racking your brain out and figuring out what's going wrong. It's not that I don't. I mean, I like, again, it's real estate content. It's the middle of the morning, and who wants to read that? Who wants to see that? Nobody. But at night, at 9 o'clock at night, you want to watch some real estate content? Sure. Especially if you're in the business. Especially if you're in the business and know what it is to go through it each day. I'm there for you. Okay. I feel like you may have had bad things happen to you, and I may have. Maybe we both have PTSD, and we can just kind of commiserate together at night. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, gosh, the things I've had to deal with. And I did a cleaning out my closet on the New Year's Eve this year. It was part of a live stream, and it was cleansing. But I missed like half of the things, half the transgressions, and that was an hour-long show. And that's just, I've like lately, it's the first week of January or second week of January. I'm waking up and I'm like, oh, like I remember these things, and it's like, yikes. So I did want to talk about something, and I want to put it in the best possible light, but something that we as humans struggle with. And I had a very genuine moment with a new buyer. And I wanted to talk about it because I appreciate genuine. I think I think what I would call real and genuine people are like I love them. I mean I mean that. When people are fake, when people and by fake I mean they're doing things that are for their own personal gain that are not, they're looking out for number one type stuff that, you know what it is when you see it, and you know who the people are that do it. But this fellow, he said to me, he said, I want to live in a place where people's hearts are open. He said, I've lived places where I've been pulled over, where I haven't been doing anything wrong. And I want to live somewhere where people's hearts are open. That was 2 days ago. That was on Monday night. And it's Wednesday, and it stuck with me. And I live in St. Louis. I'm going to show him houses in St. Louis. I know kind of where he wants to live, and I suggested other places. And there was this disconnect. And why was the disconnect there? Well, he wasn't from St. Louis, and the national media has taken one of these places and just thrown him under the bus so hard that that people are not going to live there, and they're afraid to live there. And I found some great deals for people, great deals, but there's this stigma. When the national media comes to town and puts forth a narrative, there's no real way to fight it. The press is gone, and local press is gone. There's one newspaper in St. Louis. It's been that way for since the 90s. I think there was the St. Louis Sun tried. I mean, it's bad. And then there's, I guess, the Atlantic, but I don't read the Atlantic. I think it's subscription based, and I don't know that they do local news. I don't know. Please, apologize for my ignorance already today. But I'm not saying that things didn't happen in certain parts of St. Louis. That's not what I'm saying. But there's a severe complexity that kind of got overlooked. I mean, let's talk about the fiefdoms in the county, the 99 different municipalities. I believe in representative government, but these places were ripe for behavior that was dicey. Just for everyone, like, I grew up in Afton. Okay, when I drove down Rivas Barracks, there was St. George. Okay, and St. George had a police officer sit on the corner of Rivas Barracks every morning and every night and most of the day, and his only job was to write tickets. Did it make the place safer? I don't know. I don't know the correlation between pulling people over and safety. If I could reimagine policing, this may come across as very harsh, and I'm not sure that that's the right idea, but let's put it out there. Look, my buyer said he was pulled over because of nothing that he did, but maybe the way he looked. Okay. The argument about, pulling people over and writing tickets is, oh, well, it prevents more crime because you catch people in the act. And I'm telling you, that seems to be, in 2022, that seems to be a flawed system. Now, should you pull people over for speeding? I guess. Okay. But then the ticket should be limited to speeding. It's where this, I've got time, and you're going to watch it later tonight. So you pull someone over for speeding, okay? Then you have probable cause to go. And I'm not a lawyer, please, Now you've got probable cause. Now the guy's got drugs in his back pocket or something, or he's got a gun, or he's got a warrant somewhere. Okay, so now all of a sudden the guy's scared to death. He's trying to run away. So now he gets more tickets and more court and more visits to the courthouse. Maybe goes to jail. For what? Like, how did that solve crime? Like, you say, well, he's committing all these criminal acts. Well, he only committed the criminal acts because you saw him do it. And look, when I watch a motorcyclist go on a wheelie at 90 miles an hour next to me when I'm driving with my kid, I just wish for them to be dead. I mean, like, it's like, nice job, dummy. It's Darwin. Good luck. Hope it works out for you. And I don't wish them dead in that series, but I'm just saying, this is so stupid. Life is so precious, and then this guy's driving down the road at 90 miles an hour, going to kill somebody, and if nobody else but himself or herself. I don't want to be sexist with motorcyclists doing wheelies down the road, but you got this other person driving down the street in a car. His tail light's out, so the police are going to pull him over, and there's going to be 17 other things wrong, and now we say, well, that's good policing. And like, don't get like the Dante Wright shooting, okay? You don't pull the guy over, okay? He's not getting killed. Now you say, well, so should we just let criminal infractions go? No, I'm saying, like, look, if somebody runs a speed light or a stoplight, we'll pull them over and give them a ticket for running the stoplight. If someone's speeding, pull them over. Give them a ticket for speeding. But don't get into this, I've got probable cause now. I'm going to take the person out of the car. I'm going to handcuff them while I search the car. I'm going to play all these games about, do I have consent to search your vehicle? If I don't have consent, I can be easy on you as the cop. All this stuff. It causes significant distrust in the police department. Okay? Now, in exchange for that, if I could have this, okay, if I could have you pull someone over, they're limited to what you've pulled them over for. Okay? If I can have that, then when someone commits a violent crime, when someone commits a robbery, get after them. Get after them. I mean, seriously. I mean, someone's witness being shot, get the person. Okay? And I say get the person, meaning go arrest them. Investigate. Find where the person lives. Just do it. No soft. Don't be soft on crime. Okay. When there's very little doubt that someone's done anything, go get them. Is that a fair trade-off? You say, well, what if somebody says that somebody did it and they didn't do it? Well, look, I don't want to get into this, the weeds, basically. I feel like crime right now, violent crime is not being punished to the level that it should be. And I don't look at it as a deterrent either. I look at it as penance. You did this. You need to pay for it. But I also see with this policing, look, I don't like getting pulled over. I've been pulled over. I have gotten a speeding ticket, and I'm okay with that. I was speeding. Okay. But I get pulled over. Oh, your headlight's out. Can I search the car? Because my headlight's out? What is this? And believe me, I stood up for the police for years. I'm 44 years old. Up until maybe I was 40, I was like, go police. Now it's like, I like the police, but they're getting hammered on all the sides. I'm sure there's some good police officers there. Many of them are good. I'm sure there's only a few bad ones. But the structural way we're teaching policing in the United States relative to crime is not working. Not working. Not working. And I mean, somebody has to say something, right? I mean, there's always going to be political interest. There's always going to be, who's in jail that never did anything wrong? That's everyone says that. I didn't do anything. Well, this is me. So I didn't mean to go on too much of a rant. Let's get into the stuff today. One thing I wanted to ask you, put a comment in the comment section below after you watch the video tonight, because I know you're not going to watch it right now because you're not here. Have you guys been having trouble with Google products, like specifically like email? and perhaps YouTube. I can broadcast on YouTube. I have no issues uploading things, but I'm having a terrible time with data. So I keep a small little piece of, I keep 3 metrics or 4 metrics for Google, for YouTube, for my live streams and stuff. And I haven't been able to get the data timely. It just lags. And then I also, when I look up topics for podcasts and, for my live stream, sometimes I'll look in my email, archives back a ways. Like I'm in maybe I'm in August right now of 2021. And I can't get back there. It just freezes. And it never used to do that. Plus, like this morning, I have to, because I'm in YouTube's not partner program, but because I'm trying to be, I have to have 2-step authentication. So what you know what that is basically whenever I put in my email, they send me a code. Well, they tried to send me an app code today. Like just go on my app and just hit yes or something. It didn't work. It was a mess. Am I the only one experiencing this? I think that's my question. Or have you found issues with it lately too? Also, while I did enjoy the recommendation about Pokemon, Maine, my recommendations on my YouTube channel, my personal one, have been terrible in the past 2 weeks, to the point where instead of looking at recommended videos, I have to go into my subscriptions and find my people that I watch. And then when I watch it, they don't come back up from old shows or anything. And so has there been changes? I don't know. Do they benefit me? Probably not. Nothing else has. Is it wrong to say it out loud? I have not been benefited by the YouTube algorithm, in my opinion, because if YouTube wanted to tomorrow, actually today, within an hour, they could put me on the front page and I could get easily 1,000 subscribers. So, they don't do it. And then you say, well, they is not a they, it's a computer algorithm. Yeah, right. I agree. But somebody programmed the algorithm and they tweak it. And those are real people. Not angry, not bitter. Just, it'd be nice to have a nice little community to chat with in the morning. I would like that. So let's get into Google Trends. I thought, do I come to the show at 100% every day? No. I go through periods of not being able to say a word, being very quiet, being reserved. And then I go through periods like today where things just come out and the voice is good. And I promise you, at 8:59, I was not awake. I was not going well. Things were slow. And now all of a sudden at 9, I turned on the thing. The microphone is great. Everything goes well. I don't understand it. I have to do a podcast next. I'm going to do it next because this afternoon I'm going to change oil in my wife's car. And you say, well, shouldn't you take that to someone else? I took it to someone else for a long time. And you know what happened? My car at the time needed like 5 quarts of oil, okay? And they would drain the oil. And then I ran out of oil while I was driving one time. How could that be? I got an oil change and I ran out of oil. Well, the car was burning oil, and the people that were changing the oil weren't telling me that there was no oil coming out when they were changing the oil. They were just putting oil in and just sending me down the road. Like that's not a quick oil change either. That was like a quote unquote reputable dealership, or not dealership, but mechanics. And ever since then, I've been suspect. And you say, well, it's honestly, I got ripped at Walmart. For my wife's car's dying, so I don't buy the best for it. But Walmart SuperTech oil is normally cheap and it does what it needs to for that car. They came out with a new style, like 20,000 miles or 200,000 miles or something, and I bought it because I thought it said $18. It was $29. So I got $40 in this oil change. And I was getting hit for getting hit for $130 for an oil change when I used to take it to my guy. and I have 3 cars, and I'll probably have 4 before too long because I've got another kid coming up with learning how to drive. And it's like the difference between 40 and what should have been like 30, but the difference between that and 130 for each car is significant per year because I have to change the oil probably 3 times a year in the cars. Now, are people checking the wheel bearings and the wheel hubs and the suspension? No. I am rotating the tires every other time. But anyway, sorry to get into that. Let's get into some real estating. Let me do it right here. So this was the top thing on Google search from yesterday. Okay, and you can't see it, but that's a picture of Adam Sandler. And it says, "Sick hoax, why is Adam Sandler dead?" trending. And so, first off, you say to yourself, well, it can't be trending. That's not true because he's not dead. But you know what? Turns out it can. It can be true that he is trending. So this was at 5:41. I don't know if that was in the morning or in the afternoon. But it says, Adam Sandler fans can breathe a sigh of relief as rumors suggesting the film icon has passed away have been debunked. I'm just checking to see if I put that. I did not put it there. I need to put a link there just in case you guys want to take a look at the article. So what's happening here is, someone said that he's dead. Now, I'll be honest with you. I didn't. The Bob Saget, okay, I'm sorry that he's dead. The Norm Macdonald one hurt me this year because if you've seen some of my efforts at humor, they are highly influenced by Norm Macdonald. Not that I'm the funniest guy in the world, any stretch of imagination, but I found his humor to be funny. Now, what I also found enjoyable about Norm Macdonald was he failed too. I mean, there were jokes that just were terrible, and that didn't stop him from reading them or saying them. So what I mean is terrible is it just wasn't funny. It was just it didn't hit right. So, Norm was apparently a friend of Adam Sandler's because he was on his show. Bob Saget was on Norm's show, and I didn't know Norm Macdonald. I wasn't that great, but anyway, I don't like how it's kind of people related to other people and now they're dead thing goes. So this was a sick hoax apparently. So it says whispers began that the 55-year-old comedian had passed away after a number of posts were published discussing his demise. Now he's 55. He's 10 years older than me. I can't believe that. It says claims of Adam Sandler's untimely death began to swirl on TikTok and Twitter as part of a bizarre trend. So like TikTok, I don't understand how TikTok works in the sense that I don't know what you would do to create a rumor like that. Now Twitter, I can understand how you could do that, but I was watching Twitter and I didn't really see it last night, so I'm not part of it. But now understand this had I don't know that this had the most searches. This is the most trending search in Google yesterday with 500,000 plus searches. It says the Hollywood actor caused a panic after unknowing fans caught wind of the videos that alleged he had drowned or been in a fatal accident. But it turns out social media users were simply taking part in a madcap trend of telling people Sandler was dead while filming their reaction. So it's like, you tell someone that someone famous died and then you film it and see what they do. Now, no offense to the TikTokers. I'm guessing TikTok's audience is 20 and below. I mean, like their main audience. Who there knows Adam Sandler? In that audience, probably more interested if Pokemon, she was having issues. But I guess for a hoax to work, you have to have some sort of level of belief. So you just figure older people die faster or more likely to die. I don't think about anybody dying in their 20s. And all I'm saying is, I'm sure statistically people pass away in great numbers in their 20s. But that's not my point is that for a hoax to be believable, there has to be some element of possibility. Okay. So the majority of people responded to the fake news of the treasured New York native's passing by becoming visibly upset and shocked. Well, what are you supposed to do? I don't know if I'd be like I was when I found out Norm Macdonald passed away. I was not visibly upset and shocked because there was no camera on me and I wasn't hamming it up for the camera. Anyway, it says it's been confirmed that the Happy Gilmore story is very much alive and kicking. Well, that's good. And it says the hoax has caused a stir online after some heartbroken fans began mourning the loss of Sandler before finding out he was still alive. Creators of the trend have been hit with huge backlash from unamused fans who branded the prank sick. One Twitter user wrote, Adam Sandler being dead is a lame hoax. I don't know if that is huge backlash. That's just, Another comment, I find death hoax extremely unfunny. Adam Sandler is not dead. Stop spreading fake news. SMH, which I believe is shake my head. And then whoever started this Adam Sandler is a dead rumor is sick and perverse. That's your backlash. That's your backlash. Is that just because that's what they could print? Because I don't know if you've ever been online, but people are a lot meaner than that. They're more than happy to get words in there that are kind of offensive. Okay. So it says, one thing that I thought was interesting, it says his new projects are currently being kept under wraps, and the 55-year-old has been keeping a low profile, which only fueled rumors of his death. What's really bad, and I'm not trying to make it light, but I'm not keeping a low profile, but no one would know if I was or not. No one would know. The fact that they even know that about him is impressive. So that was the biggest search. Now look, it wasn't a death. We know those get high search volume, and it wasn't a football score or anything sport related. I was thinking last night, hey John, how can you get into this? How can you get your real estate business tied in with sports? Because we can see with local sports, because we can see how significant, I would say, it is. And I haven't figured out a way. Because it's like this. So say you're going to the Cardinals game, okay? If you're going to the Cardinals game, you're not thinking about buying a house. You may be actually going to go buy a house, but you're not like, hey, I need an agent. Oh, John is advertising. Let's choose him. Plus, to get get eyeballs in that space. I mean, we already know that there's all these people searching, but the intent to their search is to find a score or find news related to that topic. It's not to find a real estate agent. I don't know. I just wanted to put it out there. It seems like you have to have some sort of reason for someone to search, some sort of volume built in, or it doesn't make any sense. But I've not done real well with the internet, and I've not done well with advertising in general. I just throw a lot of money in it, and it normally comes back poorly, the return. Okay, so we found that out. Now let's go to Las Vegas. Those are our houses today. Corcoran Global Living, that's a Realogy brand. Berkshire Hathaway, they've got 2. Berkshire Hathaway, they've got 3. Award Realty. Corcoran Global Living, that's 2 for them. The Agency Las Vegas. Berkshire Hathaway is killing it. I hate to say it, but right now they're killing it. Killing it in a good way, not a negative way that would engender bad feelings. Okay, so the top asking price home here in Las Vegas is $24.5 million, 6 bedrooms, 8.5 baths. I'm not leaving. 15,000 square feet on 1.41 acres. Let's take a look. I could put MBA on mine. I don't know what a CNE is, but I could put an MBA. Maybe I'll do that. John Schenk, Realtor, NBA. E-Pro. She's an E-Pro. What do you mean you didn't get my email? Funny every time. Okay, so this house it's been on the market 78 days. It's built in 2001. What do we know about the property history? That's always good. Sold in 2018. That's good. So it's been listed since 2020. Like, if you're me, okay, and you want this house, and you say, oh, they listed it for $25 million, and they lowered their price all the way to $19.5 million, and now they've come to the market at $24.5 million. If you put an offer at $19.5 million, which they said they'd accept it in 2020, would they still accept it? I'm just asking. Just asking. I've got people calling me. I can't answer it because I'm live streaming. It's not good. Not good at all. All right. I'm going to pretend I didn't see that. There, I tried. So this was $24 million. What do you think? Let's see the details. Oh boy. Presenting the Wynn Estate. There's nothing in the world like Las Vegas, and there's absolutely nothing in Las Vegas like the Wynn Estate. So I'm not gonna, it's got 50 pictures, 25 million. And it's beautiful, right? I mean, it is. It's just beautiful. This is a beautiful house. I mean, we look at stuff all the time. And is it 25 million? No. 8 million, 9 million. But I mean, this is beautiful. I mean, those of you who know me know I don't golf. So I don't really want to be on a golf course, but this is fine. It's good. I don't know. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but knowing that this is a Wynn Estate, I would go to Las Vegas and stay in a Wynn hotel because this is great. Look at all the washing machines. Look at that space. I think that's the garage. I can't tell you for sure, but that is a beautiful residence. You know what? You very seldom see me fawn over a place. Like, this is beautiful. This is well done. And I mean, only thing is they're going to build something right there. But there's a generator. Okay, that was a great house. Are we all in agreement? 15,000 square feet. Now, let's just look at this. This one here they're asking 16 million for it. So significantly less. 7 bedrooms, more bedrooms, same amount of baths, 17,000 square feet, and 1.5 acres. So let's just look. Let's just compare. It's not in the same zip code. 89145 versus 89134. Okay. In fact, none of these are in the same zip codes. But let's look at this one. I don't like this. Just so you know, I don't like this stuff like this. I like the front of the house. I don't like this writing. Been on the market 274 days. Built in 2005. It's just listed. Okay, fine. I'm good with that. Appropriately named Villa Piedra, the House of Stone. This single-story, 18,000 square foot estate. Easy. Close to 18,000. Over 1.5 acres, is located in Queens Ridge, arguably the most centrally located luxury community in Las Vegas. This 7-bedroom, 9-bedroom estate boasts an impressive entry motor court, garage parking for 7 vehicles, including an RV or a boat, and 2,700 square feet of grand living room with 30-foot ceilings. Lanai, library, movie theater, and a 1,000 square foot detached casita. There's simply no other estate in Las Vegas finished to the level of detail and quality as this. Now, this 2,700 square foot, okay, just for fun, I'm looking for a house that's over 2,400 square feet for some buyers, and we can't find anything less than $500,000 in St. Louis for that. Okay, that's $500,000 for less than 2,400 or for 2,400 square feet. Their living room alone is 2,700 square feet. I know they're asking $16 million for it. My current home is 1,500 square feet. Almost 2 of my entire homes could fit in this one living room. I think that's interesting. 35 pictures for a $16 million house. To me, that's the way to do it. Why show them everything? You know, why show them everything? How about we just show the good things and then you come and take a look? All right, so that's the picture that I would have used in the front. I wouldn't have put all that stuff up there, okay? And I mean, that is an entrance, right? That is great. I mean, they're really doing a good job. I mean, you look at this, and we were in Oklahoma City yesterday. I mean, you look at this, and it's like the pictures are right. The way they list it is right. I mean, how about this? The house next to yours is even taller. I mean, that's impressive, right? Is there another word for it? It's like, John, you need to move to Las Vegas. I don't gamble, and I don't know why I would need to move to the weather. But it's cool. I mean, it's just so much more than what we saw yesterday. And quite frankly, so much more than we saw in like San Diego. Now, this is nice. They tell you like what everything is. That's good. There's the casita. There's an outdoor barbecue. I love outdoor spaces. You know there's going to be somebody living there eventually. Look at that. Here's your picture, and there's where Las Vegas is. I mean, that was good. That was well done. I'm not interested in buying it because I don't have $16 million. I don't want to live in Las Vegas. Okay, so there we saw 2. Now let's go and see. Let's go and see another one. Ready? This is 23 million. It's 5 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, 9,500 square feet. Now, is it anything like those 2? No. Then we have to assume that it's like in town. It's been on the market 50 days. It was sold in 2021 for 18 million. And it says it was sold in 2021, 10/25 for 18 and being listed for 23. Been on the market 50 days. It was purchased for what? 18 million. I mean, it's not like it was cheap. I mean, it's nice. It's not the Wynn house. I mean, I don't know what they're selling, and I don't mean to be bad. I don't know the area well enough to know what is so special about this house that has lower square footage. You know, is it the view right there? I don't know. Less square footage, less bedrooms, less bathrooms. You know, why is it listed for what it is? 50 pictures is nice. I mean, this is a nice house. Okay, don't get me wrong, but it's like half the size of the other 2 we looked at. Is that it? Is that the view? Is that there gives you the money? I don't know. And then, like, because, you know, I live in St. Louis, we don't have a lot of modern homes. I'd like to just look at one, a contemporary home, just because it's something that I don't see. 11,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms, 6.5 baths, 89135. It's in the same zip code as this other house. Let's just take a look. 1 acre lot, been built in 2016, 33 days on the market. Okay, 50 pictures. And I like that. Property history, sold in 2020. Okay, and it's listed in 2021. A year later, what did it sell for? 10 million, and they're asking 13. So a couple million just to own the property for the joy. Not a complaint. Same broker that brokered the other house that's smaller that I don't particularly understand, because again, I'm not from there. There could be very good reasons for it. Here we go. So this is a nice contemporary home. It's in an area of contemporary homes. The pool there is pretty fascinating. Look, it's like wraps around, and maybe it's not real. I don't know. I can't tell now. Not bad. It's got to be. Right? Yeah. That's very interesting. And I don't know if that's a window, if you can actually just open those doors and see. I don't get, I mean, this is not my style. Like, I don't understand it. I'm happy for these people that have designed this home and made it interesting. Kind of interesting. I've seen Fox now on both. I don't know if that's a sign. It's cool. That's a cool house. Is it a $13 million house? $14 million house? I don't know. I don't know about this. No. I'm afraid, just so you learn more about me over time, I'm afraid of glass doors on showers. Because I'm afraid of like, you know, turning, you know, picking up my arm and hitting something. All right, I'm done. I'm done. We've looked at houses. You've seen it. Let's go. Let's look at some articles. Now, the first article is by CoreLogic. And what I want you to know about CoreLogic is they're heavily involved in, you know, real estate, obviously, but they're very data driven. And so even their website and even their, I mean, this isn't going to be like a pleasant read, you know, it's going to be very data heavy. So I'm going to try and not, you know, read it line for line. I'm going to try and just summarize for you and spit those facts out. Okay. It says annual U.S. home prices hit new record in November. And the article was written on the 4th of January. And you say, John, why are they telling us about November prices? This is January. Shouldn't they tell us about December prices? Well, the data's not out yet. It only takes 30 days to close. So if something was bought December, let's just say December 5th. They just got the data 7 days ago. Too early to form an opinion or have any chance of being right. Annual U.S. home price hits new record in November. The home price index highlights from November of 2021. National home prices increased 18.1% year over year in November. Price appreciation was strongest in Arizona and other fast-growing states. Let me just say about Arizona, we know that Zillow bought significant amount of properties in Arizona during their iBuying escapades. Did that lead to an increase in prices? It says the November 21 HPI gain was up from the November 2020 gain of 8.1% and was the highest 12-month growth in the U.S. index since the series began in 1976. The increase in home prices was fueled by low mortgage rates, low for-sale supply, and an influx in home buying activity from investors. Projected increases in for-sale and moderation in demand as prices grow out of reach for some buyers could slow home price gains over the next 12 months. In some places I'm looking at homes that have been that are $100,000 more than they were last year. It's hard to come up with 100 grand in a year if you're not making good money. It's really problematic. But hopefully, like right now, my problem is for most of my buyers is there's nothing to buy. What comes to market is just there's not enough of what comes to market. So let's just say this is the best way I can explain it. Let's just say there's 100 buyers, okay? Like they're ready to write a check right now. They're ready to write an offer. And there's 2 houses that come on the market that weekend. It's like this isn't good. This isn't good. That's what's happening. Look at that. That never looks good. That's just not a good look. It said figure 2 shows the year HPI growth in November for the 5 highest and lowest appreciating sales states. While all states showed annual increase in HPI in November, appreciation was strongest in Arizona, Florida, and Idaho. In the low end, Washington saw a price increase of 4.2%, and home prices in Alaska increased 7.5%. Population growth in some states added to home buying demand in 2021, pushing up prices. Arizona, Florida, Idaho, and Nevada were all in the top 10 for percentage increase in population growth in 2021. I was looking here yesterday. Illinois had a net loss in population last year, and yet they still had a home price improvement. The U.S. housing market had a record year in 2021 with annual price appreciation reaches the highest level in the 45 history of the index. For current homeowners, home price increases led to record levels of home equity, but for potential buyers, appreciation posed affordability challenges. Though some price growth remains at historic highs, it is projected to slow over the next year. However, economic growth and inflation will most likely lead to increases in mortgage rates, which will further erode affordability. I think that's true. It's hard to buy. And if it's hard to buy but easy to sell, it's not good. It's not good for the market. Now, it's good for you if you're a seller. If you're a buyer, it's not good. Thought that was interesting. It goes along with everything else we've read. I think one of the bigger problems, like we talk about fake news. We talk about there's no evidence to suggest this. Fact checkers. There's all these things that have come into play over the past decade that I think is kind of weird. It's not kind of, it's very weird. But if someone puts forth a narrative like the housing market is on fire for sellers, okay, and then everything you see leads you to believe that it's true, being in the industry, okay, like you're physically seeing it. Did someone create a narrative, or is it truth? My thing is it's true, and now all these articles are just preaching to the choir. I see what this is, and it's true. Okay, now could you manufacture that? It's going on right now with the stores and the stocking of the store shelves. I've personally witnessed the stores having less items, and grocery stores and Walmart and things with less items on the shelves. Since when we went on vacation, which was in July or the first week of August. It's not a new thing, okay, but I've seen it. Now, I've also seen people write articles that say, hey, there's shortages here. They'll take pictures of their store and say, what is this about? Okay. Now, there's other people that write that that's not true, that they don't see any shortages where they are. There's none. What's the real answer? Well, I don't know. Okay. I don't know. But I do know that if a fact checker was to tell me that it's not true, even though I've seen it with my own eyes, I don't believe the fact checker. And I also don't believe people that write that it's not true if I've seen it. Because how can that be? This is the world where I'm at right now. It's like I see things and people say that that's not what I'm seeing. It's not political either. It's much more strange than that. You know, we talk about like movies. I've noticed, like, if a movie or a television show, if they want to promote that, they being the studio or somebody, they get it done. It's impressive. And if you had a particular ideology that you wanted to get out there, would you do the same thing that those people are doing? Probably. So anyway, I do see this. I do see that the home prices are ridiculous right now. I feel sorry for my buyers. I'm happy for my sellers, but I know that, like, there were sellers 5 years ago that were getting beaten up, and they shouldn't have been. Beaten up in the sense that people were asking for, you know, way too many concessions. So I would like a balanced market. I don't think I'm ever going to see one in my lifetime. It's like I would like a pink elephant. You know, it's like, it's nice to like things. Doesn't mean you're going to see it. Oh, I locked up. I'm sorry. I'm going to do one more article. It's from Redfin. I told you about Redfin. What they're good at is producing data and then marketing that data. That's what they're good at. Okay? And so here it is. I mean, movers flock to Miami, the most popular migration destination for the fourth straight month. Now, I would, so like, let's look at Illinois, for example. Are people moving out of Chicago, or are they moving out of the entire state? Let's look at Florida. Are people moving to Miami, or are people moving to the entire state? Does it matter? I don't know. I mean, like, if you're moving out of St. Louis, okay, and you move to Kansas City, you're still in Missouri. Didn't really change. You move out of St. Louis because you want to live in Florida and you move to Miami, then I guess Miami's where it's at. But I don't know how to, like, I hate to say it, but I think, like, if your state is doing well, like, the cities do well. So I think that Florida is probably doing well, regardless of whether or not they move to Miami. Homebuyer interest in moving to a new metro area remains elevated above pre-pandemic levels, with roughly 30% of Redfin.com users looking to relocate as remote work becomes the new normal. Nationwide, 30.3% of Redfin users looked to move to a different metro area in October and November. That's down from a record high 31.5% in the first quarter of 2021, but well above pre-pandemic levels. Homebuyer interest in relocating to different parts of the country accelerated as the coronavirus pandemic took hold in the first half of 2020 and reached its peak at the beginning of this year, before declining slightly and leveling out as 2021 draws to a close. Redfin.com users are showing significantly more interest in relocating than before the pandemic. Okay, so they say people are thinking about moving. The migration analysis is a sample based on 2 million Redfin users who searched for homes across 111 metro areas, excluding searches unlikely to proceed in actual relocation or home purchase. See, so here we go. So to be included in this data set, Redfin user must have viewed at least 10 homes in a particular metro area, and homes in that area must have made up at least 80% of the user's searches. So they're using the data from search to determine, you know, where people are looking. Miami was the most popular migration destination of any U.S. metro for the fourth month in a row. Next came Phoenix, Las Vegas, Sacramento, and Tampa. So the narrative that people are leaving California may be true, but people seem to be looking at Sacramento. 2 other Florida metros also appear in the top 10, with Cape Coral taking the number 7 spot and Northport coming in 10th. Now, I didn't even know there was a Northport, Florida. The popularity of migration destinations is determined by net inflow, a measure of how many more Redfin.com home searchers looked to move into a metro, then leave. Places like Miami and Tampa have consistently appeared on the top 10 list since Redfin started tracking migration in the beginning of 2017. But southwestern metros like Phoenix and Austin typically take the number one spot. Now, here's where it's kind of interesting. It says Florida has become a particularly popular destination this year as remote workers and retirees flock to the state in search of beaches, warm weather, low taxes, and more affordable housing than big cities on the East Coast or West Coast. Now, is that the only reason? Is that the only reason? What other reasons could there be? Can you think of any? More than half of my active clients are either investors or people who are relocating, coming from places like California, Oregon, New York, New Jersey. Said an agent in Miami. The relocators tend to be young remote workers who are moving to Miami for the affordability and sunshine. One client said they are coming to Miami because they hate the snow. Another wants to raise kids in an ethnically diverse city. That's kind of weird. I mean, are there cities that are not ethnically diverse, like big cities, like with populations over 2 million? I'm just asking. I'm not, it's not a criticism or anything like that. And then this I thought was good too. Many of the investors are buying luxury vacation condos as a winter escape. That group is looking for a long-term investment for retirement or to leave their kids. Other investors want to make a quick buck with short-term rentals, which is difficult to do in the Miami market. Many buildings don't allow Airbnb tenants, and a lot of the condos that make desirable rentals are too expensive to make money on. So that's a good agent. She knows what's up, or he. Christina, I'm going to go with she. That was great. That quote was great. San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York, Washington, D.C., and Seattle topped the list of places Redfin.com users look to leave in October and November. That's according to net outflow, a measure of how many more Redfin.com home searchers look to leave a metro than move in. And why did they move out of those places? Why did they want to move out? Big, expensive coastal cities typically top the list of places Redfin users are looking to leave, a trend that has accelerated with the pandemic and remote work options. Many big city dwellers with white-collar jobs are able to work remotely from affordable locations with a lot of recreational opportunities. I'm okay with that. So that's what I have for you today. We talked about policing, which I never thought we would talk about. Hopefully I didn't ruffle anybody's feathers, but again, you guys don't watch it until afterwards, so we couldn't really get into it on the chat. Not a criticism. All thanks. People are moving to Florida based on Redfin.com. What else? Home price appreciation high last year. Highest on record. And some of the homes in Las Vegas are great in the ultra luxury section. Like that Wynn house was honestly one of the better ones I've ever seen. And I'd probably go to a Wynn hotel just because of it, even if he doesn't own it anymore, or if he does. I don't know what he does. I don't know if he's even alive. And I'm not trying to start a hoax like we thought with Adam Sandler. I just don't know. I don't know why he's selling, his motivation. His agent's not going to tell us. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. I'll do a podcast in a little bit. I think it's going to be about what to look for when you're first walking into a home. And that's about it. I'm going to write it myself. I'm not going to use any sources, I don't think. But wait until the podcast comes out and find out if I was